This is Bob and John, finally speaking out about what happened with the Pacifica selling. I sold the Pacifica to AJ, AAA, for $1,500. It was a private seller and it was sold as is. After that Tuesday evening, I was told they wanted a refund. They said it was too dangerous for them to drive. They didn't trust the kids being in it and they wanted their money back. Tom and I reluctantly agreed because it had always been fine when I drove it. But we agreed to give them their money back. Wednesday comes, they don't want to get rid of the van. They just wanted the money to pay for repairs. Over $500 for repairs. Generally, when you buy a used vehicle from a private dealer, it is as is. You don't pay for repairs. But because my husband and I wanted to do the right thing, we agreed to pay for repairs. My husband inquired what the repairs were. He said it was $300 something for whatever needed to be fixed, along with $125 for 2 new tires. We weren't going to pay for new tires. So instead, my husband agreed to pay for the repairs, and we waited to hear from them. Fast forward to Friday, when the person had then messaged my husband saying that the car had stalled out with the children in the car with him driving on the freeway. He never took it to a mechanic to get it fixed. He had someone look at it. So any estimation or prices were non-existent. We offered to pay for the repairs and said we weren't going to take the vehicle back. After much talk with my husband and I, because my husband didn't realize that the vehicle was not ever taken to the shop until he found out that it was never taken in. After my husband informed that we will pay for the repairs like we originally agreed upon, a person then went on Facebook and decided to slander and attempted to extort and bully my husband and put my private affairs on Facebook because they weren't getting their way. They humiliated, embarrassed, and used information that they obtained to try to belligerently get their money back for a vehicle they paid for, knowing that it is a used vehicle. They told people on their post, which I do have saved, that the transmission was going, and so many other hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of damage. Now, it has taken me a while before I've actually spoken about this because I've taken it to my mechanic who has had issues and such, but I'm actually going to talk to him and he's going to explain what actually is wrong with the van. So my vindication will finally happen. So people will actually know I didn't sell anybody a death trap, and that people who, if they would have actually taken it to a mechanic, would have seen what was wrong instead of making outlandish claims that we sold them a death trap and didn't care about their children. Also, why would you drive a vehicle that's a death trap with your children in it if you knew it needed to be fixed? I'm here with Jason from Pro Wrench. He is the mechanic that I took to look at the Pacifica after I retrieved it back. Now, he's going to tell me what was wrong with it and explain whether I sold a death trap or not. Jason. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
Okay. So you took care of the Pacifica, and you did the repairs of what?
Catalytic converter, because it didn't have a lot of power. And you can kind of take off, it's kind of like holding back.
Okay.
It could have caused a stalling condition, but it would have been like few and far between.
Okay.
But we put a cat on it, and then it felt like it was having like a double shift, which it wasn't. It was the front motor mount was broken.
Okay.
So the engine was lifting up, and then when it went to shift, it would drop down and then come back up.
Okay.
And you'd feel that inside the car. Pretty cheap fix. Just throw a motor mount on it. Have a nice day. Other than that, that was.
How was the transmission?
Fine. Besides, I mean, like I said, when it shifted, the engine would raise up and drop back down.
Okay.
So if somebody didn't know what they were talking about, they would probably think it was a transmission, but it was just a mount.
Okay, that is great. So did I knowingly sell a death trap?
No, you sold a used car like everybody else does. I mean, and here's what I suggest to people: anybody buys a car, and I've told this to you before.
Yeah.
Anytime you go to buy a used car, bring it to a mechanic, have it checked out. See if it's worth buying.
Before you buy it.
If there's something wrong with it. Yeah, before you buy it. I mean, why spend money on something that you don't know is good when it's $25, $65, whatever, to have a mechanic go over, the whole car, make sure everything's good. It's worth my $25 to $65 to make sure I'm buying a good car.
Okay.
I don't have to, but I mean, average person, that's a good idea. So, but other than that, it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
I mean, not crazy expensive repairs. I mean, a few $100, but nothing crazy expensive.
So it wouldn't be over $700 for a repair?
No, you're probably a little over $3. I haven't even finished your bill yet, but it's probably a little over $3.
Thank you so much, Jason, and thank you for letting me videotape you because I wanted to get proof
I got you.
from a professional.
No worries.
And not just have somebody I know look at it.
I got you. Trust me, I've been there.
Okay.
You're not the first one to come in, but you're the first one to videotape, but that's okay.
So there's what's really wrong with the vehicle, and there's the truth of everything. Hopefully this gets closure. If you hate me for this, then that's whatever. If you're apologetic for it, then fine. But I'm done with this after this.